If you wanna build a super high-end PC build, this video is gonna be for you because I will show you a $3,000 maxed out PC build that's going to be able to do gaming, content creation and streaming at 4K on the highest settings. This is arguably the best PC build that you can get. Of course, you can spend more money and get more components, but honestly, none of that is going to give you actually better performance. So if you have a budget of $3,000, this video is going to be for you. Don't worry, I will explain everything as simple as possible in case you're a beginner, and at the end I will give you two different options, and one of them is going to be actually a cheaper PC build that's going to give you better performance. So you want to stay tuned for that. You will have the links to all of the components down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. So for the CPU, we have the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X. This is a 16-core processor that's going for $550. It's really expensive, but it's one of the best CPUs on the market right now for both gaming and content creation. The reason why I went with AMD instead of Intel is because of the AM5 platform, and the reason why I went with the 7950X is because of its content creation performance. And remember, this is a maxed out PC, so we want more than just gaming. Then for the CPU cooler, we have the Be Quiet 360 all-in-one liquid cooler. This one is going for $125, and honestly, I love how this cooler looks. It's going to be able to cool down our Ryzen 9, which is what we need. Then for the motherboard, we have the Gigabyte X670 Aorus Elite AX. This is a great ATX AM5 motherboard. Remember, the reason why I went with AMD is because of its upgradeability, and in the future, if you wanna drop a new Ryzen 9 that's coming out in the next few years, you can do that pretty easily, and you will not have to change the motherboard, which is important because if you want to go with Intel for the next gen of CPUs, you will have to change not only the CPU but also the motherboard and disconnect everything from it as well. So I think it's just easier to go with AMD, where if you want to upgrade the CPU, you only have to do one upgrade, which is the CPU itself. Then for the memory kit, we have the Team Group T-Create Expert 32 gigs of RAM kit. This is 2x16 gigs of DDR5 at 6000 MHz CL38 memory. Nothing much to say about this. Great kit, honestly. 32 gigs of RAM should be enough for everything. Now, if you're a professional content creator, you may need 64 gigs. In that case, you will know, but even for content creation should be enough for almost everyone. Then for the storage, we have the P41 Plus 2TB of Gen 4 SSD for $90. Just like I said with the memory, if you're a content creator and you need more storage, you will know. In that case, get more storage, spend the extra, but for most people 2TB should be enough. I have 2TB on my system and it's more than enough, so nothing much to say about that. Then for the graphics card, we have the RTX 4090, the best GPU on the market for gaming and content creation, and also the most expensive one at $1,600. So it actually makes sense. It's the most expensive one, but also the best one. So there's no game that you can't run at 4K ultra settings. This is the best of the best. So yes, it runs your favorite game at the highest settings. However, I wouldn't recommend it for 1440p or 1080p gaming. I think that would be a waste of money. So if you're planning on playing at 1440p, you can actually get a PC for way less money that is going to give you really good performance, and I will talk about that later. Then for the case, we have the Lian Li Line-Cool 216 ATX mid-tower case. This one is going for $100. Honestly, great airflow. It fits the RTX 4090 and I really like the design of it. Now, if you don't like the design of this case, maybe you want RGB or maybe you want a different design, I will leave you alternatives in the video description. That way you get a case that is going to support the RTX 4090 and also give you enough airflow and a nice design. Then for the power supply, we have the Super Flower LEEDX Platinum 1200 watt A+ Platinum power supply. This is A-tier rated, meaning that it's really good quality, which is what we need on a PC like this. 1200 watts is going to be enough for our CPU GPU combo, so this power supply is a great choice. The total price for the system is $3,016 by the time that I'm recording this video. I highly recommend you checking the latest prices. Remember, you have the components in the description, and the reason why I recommend you doing that is because if you're watching this video and the price is different, maybe it's actually a good thing for you if it's cheaper, or maybe it's not if it's more expensive. Now, the Ryzen 9 7950X is one of the fastest CPUs for everything gaming and content creation, but if you want to do mainly gaming, I recommend you getting the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, and the total price of the system is going to be $2,900, so it will be cheaper and you will be getting better gaming performance. The Ryzen 7 7800X3D is the fastest CPU for gaming on the market. However, if you want to do content creation, video editing, then I would recommend you sticking to the Ryzen 9. And if you want to go with Intel, then you can go with the i9 13900K and its Z790 motherboard in the MSI Mag Tomahawk Wi-Fi. The 13900K is actually one of the best CPUs out there. It's going to be better for content creation as well than the Ryzen 9, and the total price for the system is a bit cheaper at just $3,000. There's basically no price difference there. But the thing is, like I said before, if you want to upgrade the CPU down the line, it's going to be more painful than if you try to do it on AMD. So I'm trying to set you up for the future. However, if you want from Intel, I will leave you the alternative as well in the description, but this is something I wouldn't recommend you buying unless you are willing to upgrade the motherboard as well by the time that you upgrade the CPU. Now, like I said before, if you want to go for a 1440p monitor and play at 1440p, you will be highly overspending here if you want to play at 1440p. For that reason, I recommend you watching my video about the best PC builds of the month in the top right of the screen, where you can find a $1,500 system and a $2,000 PC, and I explain in that video what those systems are capable of doing and running in case you're a beginner, but those are much better systems than this one in terms of price to performance if you are not looking to play at 4K on the ultra settings and you want the best of the best. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and thank you guys for the support. I will see you on the next one.